So we decided to do a kitchen refresh, and who doesn't like a good before and after? And the before and after is quite good on this, even though it wasn't any bougie remodel like with the floors and new countertops or anything like that. It's pretty low budget, but it's high impact. This is our old kitchen. We remodeled it in 2016. It's due to be painted again and has a lot of storage concerns and needs a good deep cleaning. It just needs to be brought up to date. And I'd really like to just kind of decorate with some chickens. There's some piles, drop zone issues like that. Yeah. And that. Yeah. So some cleaning needs to happen, and some paint, and a little bit of decorations, and yeah, I need to do the dishes. And a light fixture issue there, I don't like that. Yeah, well, the place needs spruced up a little bit. We'll paint the cabinets and paint that thing up there, and paint the ceiling. Oh my word. Look at that. Oh, I'm so embarrassed. We have a problem with where the vent goes. It just dumps all the grease out right there on the ceiling. And then, yeah, I guess I should take all that stuff off the fridge and get rid of the chalkboard. This is going to be an interesting project, but I think you're really going to like the results, and it was done way on a budget. So last night I was playing around with my color, and this is the darkest color. I think I'm going to go with that on the cabinets. Then the medium color I tried up here. It looks like, yeah, it needed another coat, but I'm not going to do that on the cabinets. I don't think I like the darker color. How many of you are old enough to know what that is on the wall? Well, that's where the phone used to be connected to, and I used to talk on a cord, and the cord was so long that it stretched all the way down the hall. The light on the wall, and then the medium color on the trim to get rid of this orange. I don't know what I was thinking. This is the same as the orange. I think it looks orange. It might not look orange on the video, but it looks orange right now. It's orange. I am not good at filming myself, and I don't like being on camera. And I left my paint all the way over there. Okay, so I got my paint. When I'm not using my paintbrush, I wrap it up in foil. I almost said toilet paper. Don't do that. I wrap it up in foil, and when I am not using my little paint container thingamabob, this thing, oh, it's fancy too because it has liners in it that I can just take right out, and I don't have to clean it. I can just throw that done thing away, or I can clean it and use it over again and be like, you know, environmentally conscious, which, you know, I might do. Plus, you know, it saves money. Anyway, so it kind of defeats the purpose, but yeah, I might do it. I put a covering over top of it so I can come back to it tomorrow if I need to, because when I do a paint project, it takes me a long time because I can only do a little bit at a time. And if I do a longer session than I can handle, this arm starts to go numb and I lose feeling in these 3 fingers and then up my arm, and then I get a big knot at the top of my shoulder, and it's not pleasant. So, but if I want it done, I have to do this, and that is the price I pay. So that's what we do. I really want these done. Really, really bad. I'm painting right up to these hinges because I don't really need them, and if I use them again, I probably won't use them on anything in the house. They'll probably be used on like chicken coops or something. If I just work a little bit on it each day, eventually the thing gets done, because time passes anyway. And if I have to pay a little bit more with the pain, and I get to walk out and the morning to get my coffee and see beautiful cabinets, it'll make the pain not so bad. And that's kind of how I look at it. I know, this kind of seems boring. I wouldn't want to watch this if I were you. I would probably just kind of fast forward to the end. And then I want to fan that because I don't want to see those brush marks at the top like you can from the black right there. That wasn't very good. I was the one that painted the black too, so that was my fault. But that was a long time ago. I think that was like 2016 when the black went on. And before that, they were these hideous, they were beautiful, Mom. If you watch this, they were so beautiful. Shh, they weren't. They were probably beautiful when she picked them out. I grew up in this house, and now I live here with my husband and our 2 cats, and the chickens obviously live in the backyard, you know, because we don't have any house chickens. I don't think that my husband would stand for that. I get to have house chickens once a year when I have baby chicks. Baby chicks are always really fun to have. But by the time it's time for them to go outside, I'm ready for them to go outside. But it is fun to have baby chicks in the house for a while. Yeah, I really talk about my chickens a lot. I think it annoys a lot of my friends and family. I kind of feel like it does. I can't really help it though. You know, I don't have any children of my own for medical reasons. That door closed in my 30s. So I kind of spoil rotten my chickens. I mean, that information right there alone should tell you why I get so dramatic about when my chickens die and when they're sick and all that stuff. Because I'm sure people are like, why is she so dramatic about her chickens? Because I love my chickens like they're kids. They're like my babies, and I can't help it. I get it that not everybody is like that about their chickens, and there's no judgment here. I get it. You probably have your own kids, and you know, you're like that about your kids. So I do enjoy like making videos about chickens. I kind of love to experiment with the roosters and see, you know, if I can get them to get along. Because obviously I don't want them to not get along, because that's a pain in my butt. It just seems like we have a turnaround, and kind of like that's why we call it the chickens of our lives, because they don't last very long. Which sucks. I mean, that's not the plan, but you know, sometimes they're chickens and they come and go. And it's like a soap opera because they're very dramatic little things, and they're, you know, always doing the pecking order stuff. And with the roosters, they're always quarreling of some sort. The chickens of our lives thing just kind of fits. That came from one of my best friends. When we were talking on the phone, like every time she would call, she would, you know, ask about the chickens. And she started saying, so how are the chickens of our lives? And it came a running joke. And when I started making the videos, we were like, I think it was her idea probably. We were like, yeah, we should call it Chickens of Our Lives, because it's kind of like a soap opera. I don't think it gets a lot of clicks, because I don't think, you know, people probably don't really know what I'm talking about, or maybe they do. But Days of Our Lives used to be like my favorite soap opera when I was young. So, you know, it totally makes sense in my head. And when it makes sense in my head, I just kind of go with it. So anyways, I got the insides painted. I'm gonna wrap my brush up again, and I'm gonna go sit down and rest my back and my arm, and then come back and see about putting some hinges on. So yeah, and putting this over my fancy little, I don't even know what you call this, my paint container, I guess.
There's literally a sticker on the front that says handy paint pail. Read the sticker.
It probably has a fancy name. I don't know.
handy paint pail, exactly what it is.
Using the trusty Milwaukee. I even have, my husband thinks that I have to have all Milwaukee tools. We're in the process of switching over to Milwaukee tools. I kind of favor my Porter cable screw gun, but this little guy here is kind of nice because my arm isn't very strong. It works pretty good for doing small jobs like this. The one thing that really helps is that a couple of these, I think these two will match up with the, with the, I can't ever think of what I'm trying to say. With the holes on those things that I already have. The things, you know, you're just supposed to know what I'm talking about. The things on the things. Now, these are the new hinges, and they go on like this. They are going to make sure my cabinet shuts, because that was the main problem with the old hinges, is the cabinet would flap open, and it was so annoying. This is a really heavy door. And I want to line my bit up in there and stick that bad boy right in there. This is my issue is, oh, there they are. I'm always looking for the tool that I need. Really tight. Oh, it's hurting my wrist. Because I can only do, a little bit at a time, and that hurt. We're gonna have beautiful cabinets. We're gonna have beautiful cabinets. We're gonna have absolutely gorgeous cabinets. That is the goal. Ow, I keep hurting myself. Okay, so I skipped ahead a little bit so that you wouldn't be too bored. I still don't have these hinges on yet because we're taking a break from hinges. They take a lot out of me. So don't judge. You're judging, aren't you? Knock it off. But it looks pretty good so far. I'm just kind of trying to smooth it out, because I hate it when you can see the brush marks. Yeah. But it's gonna be awesome. So the last time I filmed was 2 days ago, when I did the cabinets underneath the sink and over by the coffee maker. And today I will be doing these cabinets, and I had like this massive issue in here where this cabinet is basically falling off the wall. But I think I put screws up there. Jason helped me put screws. One up there. That one right there didn't catch anything. And then I had to screw the front back to the shelf here. So I'm gonna have to paint those and try to cover them up. And now that I know that this cabinet is like this, we're just gonna keep really light things in here, just like aspirin. Maybe end up by putting like the spices in there. I had to take the trim off up there, and I'll have to reattach that because this is a little ridiculous up here. Yeah, so we have this issue. This is like the hood range or whatever. It doesn't vent properly, so the grease comes right up and it gets all over the cabinets. I've washed these like 10 times now trying to get the grease off. And then it goes right up to the ceiling, and I've washed that 100 times. Hopefully I can get paint to stick to it. For some reason, I don't know if you're like this, but nobody ever put knobs on the Lazy Susan. I had to clean it out behind the refrigerator, and I didn't want to show you that because it was really gross. So I can't do things, you know, come in here, take all the doors off and kind of roll all the doors, and then, you know, roll the cabinets and then put all the doors back on and all in one, you know, foul swoop. I can't do it that way. For one, I don't have the space to do it that way because it's still winter outside. For two, I don't have the energy to do that. I deal with chronic pain and health issues that prevent me from doing things all at once like that. So I have to do things in segments. I would love to just keep going until it's all done because I really want it done. I realized that caulking these seams here like makes this look so much better. So I decided to do that on the top cabinets that were not quite painted yet. So as you can see, I put the caulk in there, and these ones are already painted, and it's like a huge difference and makes it look so much better. So I might end up by going back and repainting or caulking first on the doors that I've already done, like this, because you can see like such a big difference. It makes it look so much better when it's caulked like that. One wall left. It's taken me and Jason 3 weeks now. I just don't know how I'm gonna do the stove because I don't really want to move it. So I might have to just kind of try to paint behind it. And I made eggs for the chickens. And that is like my clutter station with all of everything. I guess I'm gonna paint the dining room last because that's where I'm keeping all of the paint. I'm trying to like confine it right there so that the rest of the house doesn't look like that. Now, as I put a different bulb in there, besides that bulb, like a more decorative one, it's a mason jar on my light. Do you think that would be cuter than the big round thing that was on there before? Be a little bit more farmhouse, or am I just a crazy person? It's a mason jar. Okay, I have bored you enough with all my farting around in the kitchen. So remember what it used to look like. The moment you've all been waiting for, or fast forwarded to the end to see. Now, don't look at the dining room, although you can see that I did clean off the table, although all of the mess is over here. And this is so funny. Yeah, it's the mason jar light. I changed the light bulb, like a little decorative Edison light. It works. I don't know. I like it. I like it better than the big round globe. And I got these cute little chicken decorations. Covering the phone thing over the phone thing until I can just fix it. Oh, and there's this one up here that I got. I really like these rugs a lot. They help with the orange, and also having the trim painted really helps with the orange. I like my new curtains. I should have ironed them. I did not. Don't judge. Stop judging. So these were pillowcases that went with my bedspread thingy that I have. I bought these little clips off of Amazon and this curtain rod. I will link those in the description. And then I just turned the pillowcase into curtains, which looks really cute. Except for they're really wrinkly. I'm sorry. Maybe I should go iron those. You're judging. You're judging. Knock it off. And fixed this area. We need a coffee container of some sort, but we just kind of go with that. And then I bought this on Amazon to fix this drop zone area. And it seems to be working really well. I just kind of go through this every so often and kind of clean it out. I kind of probably should have done that before I was taking pictures, but It's May, and I started this project in March, so it's been a while. Then I got these towels, and I got this towel holder that we never had one underneath the cabinet before, but it works really nice. I also got this on Amazon. Very nice. I really like it a lot. It's just the little things, you know, like a dish soap dispenser and a paper towel dispenser and a place to put the mail. Just little things. I got a really good deal on matte black hardware on Amazon, so this is the ones that I bought, and I will link them below in the description. I think my absolute favorite part of this whole kitchen is these drawer pulls. I love them. I really like the knobs too, especially the ones that are on the Lazy Susan. One on each side. Don't know why it wasn't that way to begin with. We kept something from the old kitchen. That's where I keep my little scrubby. And of course, the eggs from my ladies. You can keep your eggs on the countertop as long as you didn't wash them and disturb their bloom. Because if the bloom is on them, then they will keep on the countertop at room temperature as long as you don't allow them to be in the sun. And that's what we do, and I swear they keep way longer. Up here, we have not finished the ceiling yet, and I've had to clean this area quite a bit because it's still depositing up here, but it just won't come off. I'm hoping that the paint will stick, but we're gonna paint the ceiling when we paint the rest of this. This area came out pretty good. You can't really tell that it was falling off the wall. I sort of covered up the screws, but you can't really see them. They're behind the door, so it doesn't matter. It does look a lot better though, and the fridge is all cleaned off. We put our little skillet thingy up there for making pancakes. Got those towels on Amazon too. There's that together. I just love chickens, so everything is chickens all the time. And the color has really helped with the orange. I think the colors kind of complement it a little better. It doesn't look so orange anymore. This is no lights. Really love the rugs. They're very convenient. If you haven't noticed, I'm a little obsessive about black and white buffalo plaid, but really just plaid in general. I'm a Gen Xer that grew up wearing plaid flannel. I still kept stuff on the fridge because, well, those are my cats here and here that don't catch mice, and cats that have passed away here and here. And then Cartman, he's always been on my fridge. And then these are from my Sunday school class, so they have to have a spot on the fridge. Yeah. Here's the Easter egg for you. Who follows that channel? If you don't, you should. Well, I hope you enjoyed seeing the updates we did to our kitchen. I know it's a little bit different than the videos I normally do. Thanks for watching, and God bless, and hope to see you on the next one. And if you like this video, you might like this one too.